So before you can add snaps to foam, you have to sew them to fabric first. So the snaps come in two parts, the connecting end and the receiving end. And since they kind of look the same, you want to make sure that you keep track of which one is which, because the receiving end you will have to sew on upside down. So keep track of those. Starting with the connecting end, you want to sew that point side up, so lay it point side up on your fabric. Thread a needle and stick it through one of the holes in the snap from the bottom side. Pull it up and put it back down through the hole next to the one you came up through. And then catch the needle in the thread on the back side in the loop and pull everything up tight. That'll secure the thread. And then come back up through another hole and go down through the next one. And then do that again, alternating where you come up and go down so that all the holes are covered. And you want to go around again 2 or 3 times to make sure that you've got the snap sewn on there nice and securely. So once you've gone around a few times, flip it over on the back side. And you're just going to run the needle under the thread a few times and loop it through itself to tie it off nice and securely. And then cut off any excess thread. And so there's snap number 1. So then the next snap, you're going to have to sew on upside down, or rather sew it so the point is toward the fabric, and that way the hole can snap into the other end. So sew that in place just like the other one, but point side down this time. Then tie it off and cut off the excess thread. And then that can snap and unsnap nice and easily right on the other side. So now to add snaps to foam, if you try to just sew the snaps onto the foam like you do the fabric, the pull of the snapping and unsnapping will very quickly tear the foam apart, which doesn't work for anything. And you can't just hot glue them on because the glue will peel right off the metal. So what you need to do is take those snaps that you sewed to the fabric, you just want to cut those out, leaving a little bit of fabric on each side. And then you'll have those, and obviously they still snap and unsnap into each other. So what you want to do is put a little bit of hot glue on the back side of the fabric of each of those and stick them right to the foam. Because both the foam and the fabric are very porous, the hot glue will adhere them very well to each other, and then the snaps are securely sewn to the fabric, so the fabric won't tear apart like the foam will. So it can take all the snapping and unsnapping that you need it to. So make sure that you keep track of which end is which so that you can just, if you're doing a strap, that way you'll be able to just bend it around onto itself. And again, because the fabric and foam are porous, those are securely fastened to each other, and the snaps are securely sewn to the fabric. So you can unsnap and snap to your heart's content. So I use this technique to fasten my Pip-Boy to my wrist. So you can use this on all your foam armor snaps, or pretty much anywhere that you need to be able to snap and unsnap pieces of foam to each other.